No live organism can continue for long to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality. Even larks and katydids are supposed by some to dream. Hill House, not sane, stood by itself against its hills, holding darkness within. It had stood for 80 years, and might stand for 80 more. Within, walls continued upright, bricks met neatly, floors were firm, and doors were sensibly shut. Silence lay steadily against the wood and stone of Hill House, and whatever walked there, walked alone. The opening paragraph of The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. There's a long winding road up into the mountains of Aspen, Colorado. The echo of the engine of Alister's van is ricocheting off the silence of the highway. Patchy giants of black and white tower on both sides of your pass up to Springwood Lodge, and a thin wintry frost clings to the edges of your windows. It's the dead of winter. It's freezing out there in the great isolated unknown, and this government car is the only sign of movement for miles. And Alister and Saint are utterly alone. Why don't you two tell us what Alister Graham McAndrews, agent of the department, and St. Garcia Flores, freelance exorcist, have been up to over the course of the last few days, and what brings them to this remote part of Colorado?
So what Saint and Alister have been doing is unfortunately taking a road trip.
Yeah.
But I think we discussed that, like, you can't drive a motorcycle in the snow. I know I Googled it. So we had to go back through Austin to drop off my bike before heading up to Colorado together, meaning this has been the world's worst car trip.
Yeah.
For
I
those
think
of
it's
you,
been fine probably, but like,
for those of you at home who have not cracked open Google Maps during our discussion so far, from Roswell, New Mexico to Austin, Texas, and then up to Aspen, Colorado is 1,500 miles.
That's so much.
yeah.
That's
But
so much driving.
yeah, from Roswell to Aspen, I think is 500. But the issue is, like, I can't leave my bike in Roswell, New Mexico, and you can't put it on the hood of your van. So what were you going to do with it? It had to go home, which added 1,000 miles onto our already bad trip.
Yeah. When people normally describe a bad trip, it doesn't mean...
It doesn't mean this.
Well,
That would be preferable,
I guess,
maybe.
in fairness, we could have met in Austin.
Right. But, like, that's what I imagined, honestly, is that, like, it's not like I drove with, like, we drove separately to Austin.
You probably
And
don't
then
want me to
went
know
up.
where you live.
Oh, absolutely fucking not. It's not like
Yeah.
you, I mean, to be fair, you could look it up in your government files. It's not like if I
that's
wanted
true.
to hide it from you, I couldn't. But,
Yeah.
like, I've written a whole fanfic based on that entire concept, Ezra, please. But,
I know.
I
It makes
know.
me very happy.
yes. But, more importantly, like, we met...
Yeah, like
My original thought is that we would have met in Aspen, and then I realized you probably can't safely drive a motorcycle in snow, and Saint would know that better than I would, so he would be like, unfortunately, you and I have to ride together. So anyway, we've been driving together for at least part of this trip, and I imagine I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks in dead silence.
This is an interesting question. Like, on your headphones, or do we need to decide what the center of their audiobook Venn diagram interests are?
I was goofing that we were listening to them together, but very fair. I could just be listening to my fucking tunes the whole time. And you could be listening to an audiobook on, like, crane migration or something. That is a joke for one tabletop group I'm in, specifically.
but also get his ass.
But also is funny, and I think is not inaccurate.
I don't... think Alister's an outdoors guy.
Yeah, but is he a science nerd? He doesn't have anything to do with cranes, to be fair, when you're listening to an audiobook.
Nerd, but I'm not necessarily.
But
I don't think he's
necessarily
necessarily I don't think he's not like a biology nerd. I don't think.
Fair enough. So what is he listening to audiobooks about then?
Fuck. Now I have to decide what he's listening to audiobooks about.
Is he listening to one of those audiobooks that's like weird science or whatever?
No,
I'm
gonna lean into the weird Cape Cod childhood thing. He's listening to the Patrick O'Brian, Jack Aubrey novels again.
I hate this man so much.
You should.
Christ. Yeah. So I'm listening to my tunes / my audiobooks. And Alister listening to his own separate audiobooks. Once again, we have described like the most miserable car drive in existence. My God, I'm surprised they have not killed each other.
We're honestly throwing out a lot of words onto this podcast to describe what can be best summed up by a single Stephen King book, Misery.
Paramore's Misery Business starts playing in another room.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the cinematic, is the van just like trundling across. I'm gonna get the geography here wrong. What state is between Texas and fucking Colorado? I need a map of the United States.
I'm from Oregon.
I've deleted this.
Okay. It's just okay. No, it's a cinematic of the van just like trundling across one of the flat, featureless bits of the center of the U.S. in the weird way that it gets kind of like it looks kind of blighted in the winter. As a like instrumental version of Misery Business by Paramore is playing.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the trip.
Yeah. So we arrive in Aspen, Colorado, having successfully restrained ourselves from committing homicide.
Can I say that Saint is sitting in the back this whole time? He's like, I will not sit in the passenger seat. I am sitting in the back of this van.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that's like 1,000 miles of Uber driver.
Yeah! Is that too mean?
Character choice. I mean...
But, like, I am imagining that it is, like... Are we swapping driving? There's no way we're not swapping driving.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I think that, like, both of us are pretty intent on getting there as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Which
we're
sort of logic would dictate that we're...
Stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, because at the very least, one of us is usually sleeping in the back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Therefore, this is a much better drive, actually.
Yeah, because mostly just one of us. Yeah, we're just either driving or sleeping.
Yeah. Okay. So never mind. I've just fixed this whole car trip. Great. So that's the idea: is we're spending most of that time eating gas station food, occasionally driving through McDonald's and ordering one black coffee and driving away, and someone is sleeping in the back seat. So actually, the trip is not that awful.
Oh.
Because we basically never have to interact because one of us is constantly sleeping.
Yeah,
or pretending to sleep.
Yeah.
Which is not better, but at least they're pretending.
I think maybe since Alister knows the van better, he's probably the one making the final approach.
Agreed. I was thinking that too.
And so I'm just maybe
But we're
imagining,
both awake at this point, so I'm now in the passenger seat.
So yeah, I guess you hear the crunching of tires on snow as like we pull up to Springwood Lodge. What do we see?
You drive past a small grove of trees up into the driveway of Springwood Lodge, past a large wooden sign that welcomes you to what was once a grand resort with an inscription of its foundational date and all the kind of details and decorations that you would expect to see as you pulled into a resort area. The building is massive and at one time could have been described as majestic, but has been worn down by snow and ice and wind and decay and time. It is a very wide building, rectangular of course, although each of its corners is at a diagonal, giving it kind of an octagonal, irregular shape. It is held up by these massive pine beams that are absolutely showing the age of the building. They quite literally do not make them anymore like they used to. You notice on the ground floor And even a little higher, although more sporadically, there are a number of windows that have either been smashed through or subsequently boarded up over time. This place has gone to the dogs. It is wrecked. But for somebody, it is still home. There is a curved driveway, a sort of a half-moon shape that goes up to the front entrance of this building, sort of meant to drop off guests to the Springwood Ski Lodge before a valet takes their car to the parking lot. There was, of course, no valet in attendance. It's hard to tell if anybody is here at all. You do see a number of cars in the distant parking lot. Surely that's Springwood's entourage. But there are no signs of life other than those.
Okay, so do we want to try and sneak in? Do we want to... I think maybe... Do you have any of your, like, illicit government shit in here that maybe we don't want them getting their hands on?
Yeah, Alister,
we hide your car?
I mean, short of attempting to off-road it into the woods, I'm not sure how much... No, these sorts of vehicles are designed to be... I mean, disposable is not really the word for it, but vans get broken into. If somebody found sensitive government secrets every time they just tried the door handle, well, where would we be? I'll try to, like... Is the parking lot plowed at all? Like, are there... Can I try to just, like, subtly park it, like, if there's a big mound of snow from where they plowed it, can I just kind of, like, tuck the van, like... It's not, like, hidden, but, like, if you're not, like... Maybe when people aren't being super observant, they wouldn't immediately clock it.
The snow is compressed down like you would expect in traffic. Very much like the parking lot of a grocery store. Because it's still in use. There's slush for sure, and you can see the dark pavement peeking through the ice patches.
So
and
maybe
whatnot.
black ice, but
Yeah.
not any mounds to hide your car behind. I mean, off-roading is not an option, to be fair, but if you're not worried about it, then we can just kind of tuck in with some of the other cars, hope they don't notice.
Well, out of character, I'm not the one with the drive skill.
That's true. That's me.
True.
So, yeah, whatever we want to do, if we want to try and hide it in the trees, or we want to try and... That should probably be me. I'm happy to do that. I think that we can try and put it in the parking lot and be like, if it was always parked here, who's gonna know? But, like, they're not gonna be like, oh, wow, we mysteriously have one new car. Not a big deal. Like, they're gonna fucking know, if only because the license plate is different.
Yeah, if we, like, backtrack a little bit, and, like, we can probably put it in the woods.
Or even further down the road.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I would like to, if we swap seats here, I would like to try and... Does it look like it would be possible for us to park it in, like, the nearby forest? Is there enough room? Or is this something where I'm going to need to try and park it down the road?
You could probably park it before the Springwood Lodge sign, so it is not maybe visible from the estate itself. And, in fact, quite literally obscured by the sign. But I meant that this... I'm picturing a big like, oak sign, with, like... that's recessed all except for the letters popping out. Like a big, huge, welcome to Springwood Lodge, established 19...
Yeah, if you're not from the Pacific Northwest, get fucked, I guess. But also, you can Google it, and you'll be able to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, you can park it far enough down the road that it, again, if it's around that sign, it there's maybe a turn or so. I would not recommend going off-road. But yeah, you can be effectively hidden just by being around that turn before you enter the driveway.
Okay, great. Would you like me to roll for that, or can I just do that?
No, I've already reconstructed the environment to match that, so it's all
great.
Good.
Cool, we do that. Now the question is, this is one of those things where, metatextually, I know what's going to happen to us the second we go through those doors. But our characters don't. Do we want to try and bring any of our shit with us? Because the way I'm thinking about it, coming from Saint's perspective, I'm thinking we're going into that building. But there's... whatever is going to happen, hopefully we'll be in and out quick. Or we'll be able to at least get out of there. I don't anticipate staying there. So my thought is not, I need to bring my stuff with me with the anticipation of staying overnight. My thought is, like, the less we bring, the better, especially if we're trying to be sneaky. But I, Matthew, know that that's probably not a great idea. But also, like, I don't want to try and be too meta about it.
No, that's a good point, though. I'm trying to think about...
Maybe I'm spending too much time on this. We should just move on. But
this your Boy Scout shit is, like, going to be, no, I have to take a bunch of stuff with me.
Yeah. I am bringing my crowbar for sure, because I'm imagining I'm going to use that to break into some fucking doors.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's reasonable for Alister to think that, to sort of be like, we might be here a while. And so sort of is gonna like get out and like, you know, start pulling stuff out of the van to be like, what do I want to take with me? And it's just like
flashlights for sure, if you have them.
Yeah, I think I probably have at least a couple of like those big honkin', like you could really whack someone with them, flashlights, extra batteries. I think Alistair's like sort of, you know, putting things in maybe like a little backpack or something. And it's just like, as much as I'd like to think we'll be able to get in and out, that's a big building. And we have
better to be prepared for the worst. I have Jules' shotgun. Do you want to bring a gun into this God knows what fight? Yeah, bringing a gun into a psychic fight.
Bringing a gun into a mind fight.
Whatever else Springwood is, he's also human. Don't tend to respond well to shotguns.
Yeah, I don't intend on shooting anybody. In fact, I don't really feel comfortable bringing it. I don't feel comfortable touching it, even if I know how to use it. But I don't know.
I think Alister will pick it up and do the sort of, you know, like check it in the manner that people who are familiar with shotguns do. And the only guns I'm familiar with are 1916 Russian Army issue bolt-action rifles. I know how to unstovepipe a Luger. That's it, though.
Ezra, my beloved.
If the gun is old, it is newer than 1945, I know absolutely fuck all about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
everything I know about guns is from video games.
Yeah, exactly.
I know more about bows than
I was like,
guns.
I know way more about archery than I know about guns. I think that Alistair's gonna, you know, check to make sure that it's not loaded, etc., etc., and then like flip it back shut and look at Saint. Just says, I wouldn't underestimate the intimidation factor. Might buy us a few seconds.
Okay. I will pack it up then. Ben, do I have ammo? Can I have ammo?
Presumably there's ammunition already in it.
Okay, that's only 2 shots though.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Well, if we do need to shoot anything, we only have 2 rounds, so we'll need to be smart about it.
Well.
But hopefully it won't come to that.
No, this is.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I have the fortitude to shoot somebody. So.
About to become a Resident Evil game.
Literally, we're gonna walk in and the camera's gonna come at like a weird angle.
I just had this moment of like, well, I'm assuming one of the things that people did at this lodge was hunt.
Fair enough.
So you never know. No, but I think Alister, when Saint says that I don't know if I have the fortitude to shoot somebody, I think Alister like kind of stops for a second and like looks at Saint, and you can see the like, I'm adding this to my mental like catalog of about you, not in like a judgmental way, just in a like, this is something I need to file away about you.
Was it not obvious by like everything about him? He's never said it out loud before.
No,
so
it's the fact that he's upfront about it. Says
yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we've got that. I've got my crowbar. I've got my machete. I'm not going to bring any of my exorcism journals just because I don't think he's thinking we're going to need any of that. Whether or not that's true. And then we've got flashlights.
I guess I have that blacklight flashlight.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of gear Alister has. Now might be a good time to kind of delineate, like, what do I have access to if we assume this is sort of like the standard stock
kit.
van.
Yeah.
What is the standard kit? Do I have one of those
Yeah.
silly little EMP meter things? Like,
Well, you've got an ID printer, for sure.
ID printer do indeed go burn.
Confirmed. Do not think we probably need that, but
No,
you never
probably
know,
not.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, your standard kit, if I had to guess what you probably have, is, like, you have a med kit, for sure. You might have a gun, but, like, questionably. You probably have some way to, like, contact people, so you might have some kind of a, like, radio.
Yeah, I think I probably have a taser rather than a gun.
I think so, too. I think with the kind of work you do, the likelihood of you needing to shoot anything is probably pretty low.
Yeah, if I have to shoot, if we've gotten to the point where I have to shoot something, like,
Hold on, didn't you
not
shoot
good.
somebody in Chapter 1? Didn't you have a gun in Chapter 1 because you
I
shot
did.
a man?
Well, did I shoot a person? No.
You didn't shoot a person, you shot an
shot the plant.
abomination.
I did
Yes,
have a
but
gun
you
at that point.
You
Yeah.
shot something.
I
Let me
did shoot
clarify.
something. I think
So you
that,
have a gun. You have a pistol.
Yeah, that's true.
I would, to provide an easy retcon, I would absolutely believe that the department asked agents not to carry during the event in which they are supposed to not look like cops.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
I think it would be entirely reasonable that the department was unarmed
Yeah.
during Alien Coachella.
Yeah,
I
fair
also,
enough.
yeah, I think probably there's not a gun in this van.
In the car.
Yeah.
So
I
you
think
have a
there's-
taser.
Yeah, we'll say I have I'm gonna just say I have a taser. Can I have an EMP meter? Just because that seems like a standard,
Yeah.
like, paranormal investigator equipment thing. Okay.
Okay. And also, like, God, I don't know if you would have 2 radios considering you're working alone, but, like, it would be nice for us to have those.
Well, yeah, I don't know. What would be stocked in here?
No, probably
I
not,
mean,
because they're...
Unless it's a there's a radio and a backup.
Maybe.
So that's like
Does that seem feasible? Ben?
Can I roll resources to see if that's true or not?
Yeah, if you have a radio and a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 2 positives, 1 negative, 1 neutral.
So a 1 plus your
So a
resources.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'll give you a radio and a backup.
2 for how many
Yay!
radios I have.
We can bow split the party.
Yay!
Okay.
There's no way that could go wrong for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay, so blacklight, flashlight, taser, regular flashlight, EMP meter.
Radios, gun, yay, crowbar,
we have-
machete.
Yeah.
And we'll probably want to bring, like, water or something. But, like, I don't think we're probably bringing food because, once again, we're not imagining this is a Resident Evil game.
No, we're
need
not imagining this is a
food.
Resident Evil game.
Also,
I
people
don't know.
live
Oh.
here.
Yeah.
make sure to, by the way, break as many walls as you can, just in case there's like a turkey
chicken
leg
in there?
hiding behind
Yeah.
one of the walls. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll
also-
save all the videotapes I find.
Is there any other, like, weird things that you think that the department would stash in a van like this? Like, can we think of something, like, offbeat? No, but, like, genuine question. Is there
Thing that is
something, like-
odd but reasonable. I mean, if we're talking about, like, what would you use in, like, ghost hunting, monster hunting? We're looking at, you have a blacklight flashlight, that makes sense. You have an EMP meter, yeah. Something that could read, like, heat signatures, maybe?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like, night vision goggles. Is that a
Yeah.
thing, do we think?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Do we think, like, one pair of night...
Listen.
Probably only one,
Yeah,
but we can
probably
toss
one.
it back and forth. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any other, like, ghost hunting equipment that would be considered standard at this point. That's kind of, those are two big ones, and then there are some
I
others
imagine
that,
you're good to go at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is, we have panned for gold as much as we can, and baby, we're just coming up rocks. So, I think we should try and break into this goddamn building. Now the question is, like we said earlier, do we want to try and be sneaky about it, or just want to be like, fuck it, let's go in the front door. There's no way they don't know we're here.
I think Springwood's clever, but not omnipotent. I don't think there's anything to be lost from at least attempting to sneak in.
Yeah, agreed. Try and go in a side door,
hotel.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of broken windows.
Or go in the back or something. Yeah, let's just take a look and see what we can see. What time is it, Ben?
Let's see.
It's like getting dark.
I'll generously say it's like 2 or so. 2 or 3. But even so, it is
AM
February.
or PM? Okay.
PM. But even so, it is winter, so your amount of daylight is fast dwindling.
Okay.
Maybe 2 hours or so of daylight.
Okay, so enough that we can get a view of this place before it gets too dark, but also we'll have darkness to cover us pretty soon.
Yeah.
How would you two like to approach Springwood Lodge?
So I think the idea is we want to go up the side of the road that's more wooded and try and sneak up, and then from there either take like a side or a back entrance, either through like a door or a window or something that's not going to be as noticeable as walking in the front fucking door.
Yeah, scope out from the tree line and then...
Sure. Can I get notice out of one of you?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can roll that. What's your notice bonus?
My notice is a +1. I think yours is better than mine.
Mine is a +2.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Got these pretty glittery blue D6s. That rolled like total shit. That is 3 neutrals and a negative. So that's a 1.
You kind of scout the area around you. You the two of you have walked past that sign and are now kind of more in the general area of the lodge itself. It was not a terribly long hike, just maybe a couple of minutes through some ankle-deep snow. But you make your way up to the front entrance of this area, although not the direct front entrance. You're trying to still relatively keep your distance. Once again, you notice that large overhang, and now that you're a little closer, you kind of notice some of the decorations in front of the ski lodge. You see one of those large pine sculptures, the kind that looks like it's made out of all one piece. That's of a large bear with its front legs kind of pushed up on a large boulder as if it's like surveying its domain. You look around further and you see that there's a observation deck on the opposite end of that driveway that kind of looks over what appears to be a sharp ledge kind of going downward into the valley below. To your right, you see that there appears to be a small access road that does not look like it is for guests. Very specifically, there is one of those triangular shaped gates, like a little access gate that is blocking the path. It is padlocked, although that would not stop you as you are not in a vehicle right now and could simply walk around it. You know, the kind of triangle shaped gate I mean?
Yeah, it's 2 triangles on either side coming together in the center, and you can either step over it or go around it. It does not work on pedestrians, essentially.
Exactly.
Okay. Access gate, probably, yeah.
Sure.
I hop over it to look cool, like an asshole. Who am I trying to impress? I don't fucking know, but...
Whether or not you look cool or like an asshole is dependent entirely on Alistair's perception in the moment, which, as we've determined, is +1.
Yeah. Which maybe is positive, I guess?
You walk around to the side and see that there is indeed... There is a stretch of this area that does not have any windows, or rather it does, but they are kind of frosted glass, smaller windows. It is not meant to be a scenic portion of the hotel. You notice that there are 1 or 2 dumpsters next to this wall of the hotel and a relatively small steel door.
That's probably the kitchen, if I had to guess. We want this to be our way in. Service entrance?
Or laundry facilities,
Or
maybe.
laundry.
But
We could also keep looking, but it seems promising.
I mean, if we can't get the door open, we could try somewhere else, but
Okay.
I can't imagine if Springwood the Elder is anything like his progeny. I can't imagine him hiding anything important in the service area.
No. Me neither. Cool. I would like to try and open the door just to see if for some reason he left it unlocked.
Sure, the door is not locked. Sorry, that's not true. That's a blatant fucking lie. The door is locked as shit.
I was gonna be like, whoa, hey!
No take backsies.
Yeah, big win for the gamers. Let's go. Okay, let me
Can
try a little
yes.
burglary then. Okay, yeah. So I've got burglary. You got? Do you want to roll it and I can help you, or do you want me to roll? Because I haven't rolled tonight, so maybe I'm
You
rolling
should
better.
roll. Yeah, please.
Great. So I'm going to be rolling with a +2 total. We're good at this game. We know how to play it. Right? Ooh, woof. I rolled 2 negatives and 2 neutrals, so all in all, I'm at a 0.
Oh fuck.
Saint is not able to pry this door open.
That's okay. So let's just keep going around and see if there's something else. Worst case, we can come back to this door.
Which way are you going to attempt to go?
Towards the back?
Yeah, we'll head around the back and see if we can find any other place this big has to have multiple,
Yeah.
There's some place you gotta take out the trash.
I mean, that seems like here, honestly, because there
That's
were those
fair.
dumpsters over here.
Yeah,
Which,
they
like, we could
probably
always come
have-
back here later to see if someone's, like, taped a key somewhere or found, like,
That's also true.
there's, like, a false rock with a key in it or something. The
Yeah,
odds are
that
probably
is-
not, but
No, but
we could always look.
You walk around the back of the hotel, and eventually, after, once again, a little bit of a trek through the snow, you find this patio. This patio space that has been paved down. The snow is a lot thicker back here just because this area is not as well trod as any part of the road. You're probably up to your knees or so. But you distinctly notice that you are no longer stepping on dirt and mud and asphalt, and instead are stepping on intentional pavement. You see a number of... One second, let me fucking check.
That's a good sign, though. If there's a lot of snow and it isn't packed down, it means people probably don't come out here very often.
that is very true.
Love that for us.
You see a handful of sets of very large double French doors connected to this patio, and you are able to see inside the building from where you are. A number of the panes on these French doors have been smashed. It doesn't look like by rocks. Perhaps it looks like animal activity or maybe just the elements. You glance inside and you see what appears to be a parlor of sorts. There are a number of antique armchairs and big wooden desks and lots of bookshelves.
Is there anybody in there?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Okay. If those are smashed, we can probably just...
Reach through and unlatch one of them, probably.
Yeah. Or go through the glass. But
true.
did they look like they're push indoors or push out, or they slide?
I hadn't thought that far.
Because if there's snow on the patio and we try, if they're one of the ones you have to pull out, that's going to be difficult with the snow.
That is true.
Sure. It would, now that I think about it, it makes perfect sense that it'd be pushed out into the elements.
Okay. So yeah, we're probably going to need to just either clear some snow or just go through the doors. Which we're wearing jackets, that shouldn't be too difficult. This won't be like that scene in The Nice Guys where he fucks up his hand real bad.
God, I hope not.
Is there any gaps big enough for us to just kind of like go through?
No gaps yourself to walk through, but definitely gaps big enough that you can reach in through.
Okay, so we can reach in
Be
through
careful.
carefully and just kind of kick some snow out of the way. Not a ton, but enough that we can slip through. Yeah. I'd like to do that,
Sounds
please.
Sure. You reach inside. I'm not going to make you roll for that, but you reach inside and you're able to unjiggle the handle inside.
Wait, pause. Before this, can I check for any alarm systems?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Can
going
I
to be
help with
a
that?
notice. That's if it's a notice, you should roll it, and I'll help you.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I think you go to reach it. Maybe you go to reach it and you stop, and we both kind of look and go to like, we should,
Yeah, because I just
It's
had this like
old, but-
sudden, abrupt vision of pulling the door out and walking through and triggering one of those like alarms,
Yeah.
or even opening the door and triggering an alarm. Like, maybe I'm being paranoid, but
On today's episode of Is This Door Trapped?
If there is a single campaign in which you are allowed to feel paranoid,
it's this one. Yeah,
it is ParaScience.
yeah.
Okay.
The para in ParaScience stands for paranoid.
Why, Saint? What is there to be afraid of?
Oh,
Okay,
who fucking
that
knows?
is, for once, fucking 2 positives and 2 neutrals, and I have a 2,
Great,
so that's
so-
a 4.
Actually, with my +1, it's a 5.
That's a 5.
Ding, ding, ding.
Sure. No alarm systems.
Great.
Okay,
Cool. Then I will finish opening the door.
Yeah.
Cool. You clear a little bit of a track so that the door can pull out into the outdoors. And yeah, you're able to slide inside. There was a noticeable... there's still a bit of a wind chill factor when you step inside, but it's not noticeably as cold.
Okay. Great.
To whatever extent this building is still heated,
Not down here anyway.
you are at least sheltered from the wind right now.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a very dusty study of sorts. This appears to be some sort of guest-accessible lounge of sorts. There are bookshelves and armchairs, as I said. The patio seems to suggest that it was meant to be sort of a reading and workspace for guests who are staying the winter at this ski lodge. It looks relatively untouched. There is a great deal of dust coming up off the carpets as you walk in. Dust bunnies floating through the air. This area is thick with disuse. And once again, no one inside.
Okay. How many doors? Sorry.
To the outside?
Yeah, in and out of this room. Like, what are the, like, entrance, exit?
Let's do 3 sets of French doors that lead out onto the patio. All of which can be opened to their fullest to let, spring air in or whatever. You've, of course, only opened one. And I'm going to say that there is one door to the south of the room. A big, huge kind of, once again, big, huge double doors, although there's no window panes through this one. These are solid wood doors. And then there is a smaller door kind of on a wall next to that. That is only one singular door.
I'd like to close the door
Yeah,
behind
that's a good
us
idea.
and lock it.
You shut the door that you just came through, kind of cutting off the last of that wind, except for the few panes of glass that the icy winter air still blows through.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting, like, we know what we're looking for, but we have absolutely no idea where to find it.
We don't have no clue how many rooms
We
this
have-
place
yeah,
has. We
we
have no
have
clue where he
no
is.
idea.
It's like, this place is huge.
Yeah.
We're essentially in a dungeon crawl right now.
I think, let's
We're
just,
in
like,
Luigi's mansion.
I real quietly, and Alice just like, if at all possible, we should try to search the place in something at least resembling a grid pattern.
Agreed.
I don't know. So, I say are we like closer to one end of the building than the other where we're standing right now?
Because, Alistair, specifically, you rolled a 5 earlier, thanks to the help of St. Garcia Flores, there is indeed an extensive library of sorts.
Okay.
It is not... There's no card catalog. There's no Dewey Decimal System. It is a series of maybe 4 or 5 large bookshelves that contain classics, works throughout the ages. It is truly entertainment for guests.
Yeah, they probably have those little brass like label, little like plaques on the shelves rather like, this section
Precisely.
is this.
Exactly that. This is meant to be kind of a sitting room in which someone could enjoy their newspaper in the morning, or perhaps have coffee with other guests. This is meant to be more lounge-like than, say, the lobby in which people are bustling in and out and getting to the front desk. This is meant to be a more relaxing space for guests. Once again, there's all these dusty armchairs. I'm going to say that there's probably like a chessboard with two like more wooden chairs kind of facing inward toward it.
Okay.
This is meant to be essentially the stuffy version of a rec room. There is no pool table here. The true entertainment is reading and playing chess. I'm going to say that there is not a very large one, but there is definitely a fireplace here.
Okay.
When the last time there was a fire in this fireplace, unknown.
Last time someone needed to dispose of some evidence. No.
Ooh. And certainly who knows how effective a fire would be now with holes in the wall.
Yeah, also, you know for a fact that chimney is completely fucking blocked up. So all you would do is just smoke the shit out of your... Yeah, you would just be like, time to give myself smoke inhalation.
Time to die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we're dealing with.
Okay.
Chessboards and armchairs and a big fireplace
fucking
and a library.
backgammon, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There are board games, and all the board games are from before 1950.
Yeah,
Nice.
There's probably a dry bar for, like, night.
You will not find Battleship here.
Ugh. What's the fucking point?
Oh,
I want to play Risk. Anyway.
The boys just, like, completely derail this to play Settlers of Catan.
Uno. Anywho.
Which is funny, because I don't even think that's two-player.
Uno?
No, Settlers.
Settlers
it's
of
not.
Catan is not two-player.
Yeah. We can play dominoes.
So it's all...
Anyway.
It's all ye olde board games.
Yeah, okay,
Again,
sure.
this place is in disrepair.
Right. And there are doors to the south and southwest?
That's correct.
Great.
Okay.
So if you're looking at going in a grid, which admittedly is not my forte, this is, as you are well aware, not really the kind of thing I generally do. Which way do you want to go here? South seems like that area that I thought was a kitchen is going to be that way.
You're probably right. I think southwest. If we need to double back and check out the kitchen, we can. Also, if it's... Well, we should find out whether the kitchen is in use. That'll probably tell us something about how many people are usually here, how much, are they here permanently.
Yeah, fair. And
So-
worst case, we could unlock that door, so if we need to make a quick exit, we know that there's an area that is free.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna fucking pivot. Yeah, let's go south and see if we can find the kitchen.
Get that door. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and get that door open.
Sure, this door is not locked, and it leads into a kitchen. This is a pretty medium-scale kitchen. It's, definitely got... it's perhaps, weirdly, the most updated part of the building, because that's something that you kind of have to stay on top of. It has a lot of countertop appliances that are a little more industrial-looking. It's, it's what you would expect from a hotel kitchen. Incidentally, the layer of dust that was in the sitting room is not present in this room. Whoever is occupying this building has taken to see that the kitchen has not fallen into disrepair, and in fact, it might actually be in active use. In this room, there are 3 doors. The one that you just came through, which would go north, one that goes west, and one that goes south.
Okay, did we go directly from the sitting room into the kitchen, or do we pass through a hallway?
No hallway, it's directly connected. The first thing that you stumble across in this room, tucked into a corner of the kitchen, is this kind of antique-looking 2-layered cart that appears to have perhaps ran drink service into the sitting room.
Cool.
Okay.
There are a number of broken teacups on it.
And there's nobody in here right now? Yeah.
There is nobody in here right now.
Great.
Sure.
And the door to the east is the one that goes out, presumably.
West. I'm sorry. You're right. There are 4 doors. There's one that is east that goes outside based on you can figure out through your own spatial reasoning.
Yeah.
One that goes west to a place you haven't been. One that goes north to the sitting room that you just came out of, and one that goes south. And those, the ones to the west and the ones to the south are those kind of swing open double doors that you would expect of a high traffic kitchen.
Okay. I would like to at least peek through the swinging doors just to try to get an idea of whether or not this kitchen is like currently in use, which it does not seem like it is, right?
Which swinging double doors? West and south.
Yeah, I'd like to look through the swinging doors to the west.
You look through the swinging doors to the west, and you can see what appears to be a large ballroom.
Oh.
To whatever extent this place was a social hub, it appears that they have made great efforts for this to be a community gathering spot for the semi-rich and semi-famous and frequenters, the kind of people who can spend 2 to 3 months at a time at a ski lodge up in the middle of Colorado. It is an elaborate ballroom. It appears to have fallen in disrepair a bit. It is definitely multi-use in nature. Whether or not any dancing actually occurred here, that's hard to tell, but there are absolutely those big, huge, round tables that you would expect of sort of a reception hall set up throughout. Although those seemingly have all been pushed to the sides of this room. In the center of the room, however, there are a lot of chairs, pointed in one direction, in 2 columns, sort of like a church. What you've just been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It was an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Agent Alister McAndrews and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man Saint Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show. Our theme song is by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. We are currently in the process of remastering and transcribing earlier episodes of the show, and for that I would like to thank Glory Duda, Marcel Hood, and Julie Cooper, as they write down our every word and weave an intricate web of audio for you. You can stay tuned to our social media channels for more information on these developments. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 and check out our website for all of our other podcasts at InfinityBreak.net. We appreciate you listening to this program. If you want to help spread the word, there are a good many ways to do that. Word of mouth helps us immensely, and you can add us at ParaSciencePod on Twitter. And while you're at it, why not tag InfinityBreak23? We have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Lastly, I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord. That's bit.ly/InfinityTalk, capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. That's all for now. Let ParaScience never let you sleep. Like a knocking sound from the attic, or a drop of blood from the ceiling. Be careful where you step this chapter.